Bizarre NBA facts that you had no idea about. 1. Some time ago, Shaquille was a rapper. Everyone realizes how overwhelming Shaquille O'Neal was on the court. Yet, that wasn't the only spot where Shaq was fruitful. Back in 1994, Shaquille O'Neal and Fushnikins and was featured on the track What's Up Doc, which was the initial entry of Shaq into the hip-hop world. 2. Pau Gasol had once planned on becoming a medical doctor. Could you envision visiting Pau Gasol being a doctor? Me or no one else can. In all honesty, Pau Gasol had gone to school to become an MD, however fortunate for us he decided to zero in on basketball, which in the end appears to be a very successful decision. 3. The Cavs currently holds the greatest margin of victory in NBA history. Imagine a scenario in which there was life on the Cleveland Cavaliers planet years prior to the appearance of LeBron James. Back in 1991, December 17th, the Cleveland Cavaliers played against the Miami Heat and dominated the matchup 148-80. 4. Boston and New York are the lone stable NBA homes. That is remarkable, which shows how delicate things in the NBA are regarding organizations and the cities where they are really based. The Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks are the only organizations that have never moved from their base. 5. Three-peat was originally coined by Pat Riley. One of the most bizarre NBA facts is that Pat Riley has trademarked the word three-peat. What's more, that as well as 4 unique brand names of the word that have also been coined by him as indicated by ESPN. 6. A record that Wilt Chamberlain doesn't hold. Scoring 2,000 points during one NBA season is something very hard. Not very many have accomplished it, and shockingly Wilt Chamberlain wasn't the first. In 1957-58, George Yardley figured out how to score 2,001 points, turning into the first NBA player to arrive at this noteworthy achievement. 7. Have you known about Walter Allen? I'm certain it may very well be difficult to think about whose identity it is. It's Ray Allen, obviously. That is an amazingly irregular NBA fact which not many would know. Yet, presently you are one of them now. Congratulations. 8. Vince Carter was drafted by the Golden State Warriors. At this point, when you hear Vince Carter, the Toronto Raptors ring a bell. That is an exceptionally legitimate reflex for the majority of us. That being said, envision my shock when I discovered that Vince Carter wasn't drafted by the Toronto Raptors, however his rights were exchanged to them later on. In the 1998 NBA draft, the organization from Toronto picked Antawn Jamison as its 4th pick. When they selected Jamison, they sent him to the Golden State Warriors. The exchange was finished by Vince Carter, who by the way was a great friend of Jamison in those days. 9. The best NBA free throw shooter is Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Steph Curry don't hold the title of the most effective free throw shooter in NBA history. Would you be able to think about who holds it? Presumably not, and that is the reason it's viewed as quite possibly the most arbitrary NBA record in basketball. Mark Price with 90.4% is the man you need to trust with the ball if your team is going to the line. 10. Wilt Chamberlain holds a rookie record. Among the different records and accomplishments in his NBA career, Wilt Chamberlain holds an extraordinary record that has to do with his games all through his first year in the NBA. All the more systematically, he is the only one to lead the league in scoring in his first season. Chamberlain arrived at the points per game of 37.6, which is an astounding accomplishment and another NBA record that you may have not known about. Now that you've been with us so far, here are more bizarre NBA facts you may not have known. Chris Webber was drafted by Orlando Magic, however he never wore the Magic jersey. Chris Webber entered the NBA as quite possibly the most talented college player in his draft class. That does not shock anyone in the event that we think about his incredible numbers while at Michigan, 17.4 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. The Orlando Magic was the fortunate organization to pick him in the first position of the 1993 NBA draft. Now, most would expect that with a decision like that, the Magic would begin assembling their future powerhouse team around Webber. However, the Magic had a different arrangement. They offered Chris Webber to the Warriors in return for Penny Hardaway. It's one of the most fun NBA facts that most basketball fans accept that Chris Webber was in Golden State from the very first moment. Bill Russell wasn't always generally a Celtic. The following NBA truth will be somewhat amazing for the fans from Boston. Bill Russell won 11 rings with the Celtics and will consistently be viewed as a very meaningful figure for them and the city of Boston. Regardless, there was a period in his NBA career where Russell needed to venture ahead for some different organizations. All the more explicitly, he has coached the Seattle Supersonics from 1973 to 1977 and the Sacramento Kings in the 1987-88 season. It's widely known that Russell didn't have the same effect there as he had on the Celtics. Oscar Robertson is the first player who averaged a triple-double the entire season. With all these incredible players who have played in the NBA, you would imagine that there would be more than 2 players who figured out how to average a triple-double for a whole season. Strangely, Oscar Robertson is the first NBA player in particular who has accomplished that. In 1962, he had his normal 30.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11.4 assists. Interestingly, he wasn't named MVP of the league that season, as he was leading the association in assists. Regardless, however, it was a very remarkable season for Oscar Robertson. The insane winning and losing streaks of the Suns in a very unusual 1996 to 1997 campaign. The 1996-97 Phoenix Suns was a group of oddities. That is the lone clarification for the way that they had in a season of a 10-game losing streak and a 10-game winning streak. In particular, they began the season with 13 straight losses. Things improved radically once Jason Kidd was traded to the Suns. Eventually, the Suns made it to that year's season's playoffs. Michael Jordan wasn't the first draft pick in the 1984 draft. All things considered, that would nearly be unforgettable if not for Hakeem Olajuwon. Michael Jordan was chosen in the 3rd spot in the NBA draft behind Hakeem and Sam Bowie. Ben Simmons can't make three-pointers. Ben Simmons is perhaps one of the most powerful NBA players for the Philadelphia 76ers, yet he isn't great at everything in his game. His three-point abilities appear to require a great deal of work in the event that we consider that Simmons only made 0 three-pointers during his rookie season in the NBA. Allen Iverson has the most steals in an NBA playoff game against the Orlando Magic. The facts confirm that when we consider Allen Iverson, the main thing that enters our thoughts has to do with his incredible scoring capabilities and his excellent basketball ball style. Few may realize that Allen Iverson is likewise the holder of a defense-related record. At the end of the 1999 season, Iverson had 10 steals in a playoff game against the Orlando Magic. In Allen, we believe. Vince Carter has an imaginative side. Dunking is its very own craft, however this clearly wasn't sufficient for NBA legend Vince Carter. During his high school years, Vinsanity was playing the drums. I haven't heard him playing so I can't pass judgment, however I'm certain that basketball was a much better fit for him. Shawn Kemp is a top 10 draft pick. Well, who could have imagined? After Kobe Bryant, another NBA legend who wasn't valued in the NBA draft was Shawn Kemp. He was picked 17th by the Seattle Supersonics. One thing is certain, numerous GMs were hitting their heads against the wall in the wake of seeing him play. The NBA career high for KD is only 54 points. Presently, don't misunderstand me here. Scoring 54 points in an NBA game isn't a simple thing. Unexpectedly, it's a momentous accomplishment. In any case, when we're discussing Kevin Durant, the assumptions are somewhat higher. Particularly, on the off chance that we consider that there have been only 58 players who have scored more points. Fortunately, KD has awesome opportunities to improve on this record very soon on the off chance that he keeps performing as he does today. The Raptors were not the only Toronto-based basketball organization. Indeed, you heard right. The Raptors aren't the only basketball team to be located in the city of Toronto and likewise Canada in the NBA. The original Toronto-based basketball organization to take an interest in the NBA was the Toronto Huskies. In any case, they didn't keep going for too long as they joined the NBA just for a single season with a 22-38 record without having the option to join the league at the season's end. To be reasonable, Canada did not buy into the idea of basketball at that time, so the team did not last long. Successful people begin where failures leave off. Never settle for just getting the job done. Excel. Tom Hopkins. I have learned that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has had to overcome while trying to succeed. Booker T. Washington. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe down below. Also share this video. Until next time, this is Bizarre Sports.